everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amber. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining in. And if you have been here before and you are a subscriber, I want to say thank you for the continued support. In today's video, I am going to speak on the topic of provision. There are some things that I want you to remember as you pray and await for God's provision in your own life. And waiting is not an easy thing to do, trust me, I know. And there's so much discouragement and so much doubt and fear, anxiety and worry that we face as we await God providing for us. But I want you to know you're not alone in that. I do the same thing, I've been there too. But there are some things that have really helped me, things that are helping me right now. And I want to share those things with you. So let's go ahead and get into it. You know, if God told us everything about our lives, if He shared with us everything we would face and everything we would do, we would not submit to His plan for us. He wouldn't do it. And I know that because God calls us to do hard things. Something that's hard that God calls us to do is to grow our faith muscles. Growing our faith muscles. Now some of you are like, Amber, what do you mean? Well, the Bible says that without faith, it is impossible to please God. And we know that faith is awaiting the thing hoped for, but the thing that we cannot see. We have faith in Jesus Christ and we love Him, though we have never seen Him before, right? That's faith. I want to encourage you today that God knows exactly what you need. He knows that. But while you wait, He is at work on the inside of you. He is at work with your character. He is at work to make you stronger so that you can persevere, so that you can endure, and so that you can remain steadfast in Him. You know, I'm thinking about when you're younger and there's something you really want, but your parents, if you have parents like mine, you know, they might give you an allowance, they might give you some money here and there, but they expect you to work for that thing you want. Now, some of us have parents that, you know, we ask for it, we get it. I didn't have that growing up, but if you did, awesome. But I want you to know that there's something happening on the inside of you whenever you're a kid and there's something you want, but you have to wait for it. And what happens is, you know, if you know that the thing you want costs $50 and you get $10 every Friday from your parents, you do the math and you're like, okay, it's going to take me about 5 weeks to get that thing I really, really want. So what you do is, you know, every week you're going to be adamant about doing those chores. You know, you're going to be on top of things because you are focused and honed in on that thing you want. And man, it seems like time goes by so slow and you start to feel discouraged because you're like, oh man, by the time I get the money, it's going to be gone. Or, you know, you're little, you don't understand how these things work, but all you know is it feels like time is against you. And as we grow and we walk with Jesus, we find ourselves in that same place, right? You know, we're praying for something, we're praying every day. Days and days go by and we're like, Lord, where are you? Do you hear me? Do you see me? And sometimes, because we're human, we can get discouraged in that. But I want you to know that while you're waiting, God is working. And faith is so important because it makes us stronger. It helps us to stand firm even deeper. And really, it's a beautiful thing. And faith is something that grows. It's a muscle that we continue to work. And in the beginning, you know, we face these smaller obstacles or smaller trials. And as we continue to walk with God, these things get bigger and bigger. But guess what? Our faith gets bigger and bigger as well. So I want you to know that while you're waiting, I want you to take a step back and say, Lord, what are you doing? What do you want me to see? How are you growing me? One of my favorite passages is James chapter 1, and it says that, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, for the testing of your faith is building perseverance." And it goes on to say how perseverance ultimately builds our character. So I want you to know that something that you see as harmful, God sees as helpful. He's so focused on changing who you are and just making you better. Something else I want you to be encouraged with, and this encouraged me. I heard it just a few days ago. Actually, yesterday, I was listening to a podcast and they broke down the word provision. And they said pro means before and vision means to see. And so provision ultimately means to see before. And Jesus, being the good shepherd that he is, he's always ahead of us, right? I love how God's always ahead of us. And so I want you to be encouraged that thing you're praying for, that thing that you're praying for, that you are seeking God for, you are fasting for, God already knows. He already knew. In 2017, God knew that in June 2022, you would be praying for the very thing you're praying for now. He already knew that you would need that. Be encouraged that your Father sees you, that he loves you, and that he hears you. He's so tuned in. So do not become discouraged in that. I want you to continue to pray. For me personally right now, I am praying for a new vehicle. I am praying that God will give me that new set of wheels that I need. And even while I'm praying, yes, I'm feeling discouraged in that. I'll just be honest. I feel like I have a number in my head, and right now I feel silly with this number because it's going to take a miracle. But I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. And if you believe in miracles too, I want you to comment below. I want you to tell me, Amber, I believe in miracles too. And I want you to share with me what you're praying for. I want you to tell me the provision you're waiting for in your own life. Let's encourage each other. The last thing I want you to do, the last thing I want to encourage you with as you're waiting for God, is I want you to prioritize his kingdom. Matthew chapter 6 tells us to seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and everything we need will be given to us. God knows what we need, but he's also interested to see what are we doing while we're waiting. What are we doing? For me, as I'm waiting, I'm continuing to disciple women out there. I'm continuing to serve my local church. I'm continuing to pray for my friends and my family members. I'm continuing to see what can I do for other people? How can I be a blessing to them? I'm not going to sit on the sideline because I'm waiting for something. No, I'm going to continue to live my life, and I'm going to continue to prioritize God and his will and his desires. And I want you to do the same thing. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you've enjoyed it, I would love for you to share a comment below. I want you to let me know if you feel empowered and encouraged and ready to take on the world. Also, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. I would love to have you as part of my online community. And also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with a friend too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.